good morning and good afternoon, wherever you are in the art world. So this morning we are in Firenze, at the the Biennale d'Antiquariato di Firenze. So we are having Damiano Lapiccirella here.
Good morning.
And good morning. And Carlo Milano. How are you, Carlo, from Callisto Fine Arts? So let us begin. We are waiting some more galleries, but I think you are quite busy today because it's the VIP today. Yes, it started yesterday.
No, the VIP was yesterday. Today start with the public.
Okay, so
we have Thursday the gala dinner and the opening with friends and clients, and the day after yesterday preview, and today we start selling tickets.
Wonderful, wonderful. So Damiano.
Yes.
I would like to ask you, my first question would be, how, since you've been many fairs, how is the Biennale di Firenze different from the other fairs you've been attending throughout this year?
Let's put it this way. First of all, I'm Florentine. So for me, the BF is something unique.
Mm-hmm.
The first fair ever invented was in Florence in 1959 and was the Biennale of Florence. So this has been the first fair ever invented. So, and it's the only fair that is held in a palace, in an old palace. At the beginning was in Palazzo Strozzi, and then from 2001 was in Palazzo Corsini. And no other fairs in the entire world are held in such a space. So it's something unique, first of all. Second is Florence, as for myself, is one of the most fascinating cities, but I think I'm not the only one who thinks that. And third, but probably the first point, is the best fair for Italian art. I mean, it's here you have mostly Italian object, paintings, piece of furniture, and lots of century are represented. So I think it's something quite unique. So it's very different from the others.
Yes. And I always remember, coming to your, last time I saw you, I was in TEFF, and I met Francesca, that unfortunately is not here with us today.
Yeah, I'm sorry she can't be with us, but she say hello from my voice.
Yes, of course. And I just want to, highlight that both of you are, as you well said, tireless seekers of beauty, especially for the unique and the rare. But what is the most beautiful piece that you have in your booth, and why it is so important?
We love all our children, let's put it this way, and we buy normally what give us an emotion, because we have to try to give the same emotion to our clients.
Mm-hmm.
But so we have several things we like and we think they're the best, but I think that the most rare thing we have in our booths is, I don't know if you can see it, yes, here we are, is the Boccioni pastel, which is, Boccioni is a very rare artist. He lived, what I was saying yesterday to a client, 34 years. So let's think that for the first 18 years of his life, he went on the bicycle and enjoyed life, and then he painted just 15 years. In 15 years, he has been the master of the divisionism and has been the best after 1910, the best futurist artist. So it's in 15 years, he has arrived to the top point of his career. So, and Boccioni, as I told you, is extremely rare artist, because he lived such a short time. And this is a very fascinating pastel. She's a beauty in perfect condition, and I think probably is the most important object of our booths. Yes, for sure.
beautifully preserved also.
Yeah, it's in the conserve, and then was belonging to an important collection. It's not coming from the market, from the sales that those days are doing quite a job. So we are very proud to have this object with us.
It is beautiful, and of course, I imagine even more beautiful when you are there in front of it.
Nice, yeah.
So hopefully, we will see you soon. But one more question, Damiano. Is at an art fair focused on antiquities, one would expect the crowd to be seasoned. Is this true, or the young generation also have interest? How do?
No. From this point of view, there are unfortunately two different markets. In TEFAF abroad, and TEFAF is a fair that does around 70,000 entrances. There are older generation, lots of young people. For young, I mean between 35 and 55, 50. And visitors and clients. So even the young people, they love art and what I call the classical art, because if you go in the contemporary, it's another piece of cake. In Florence, in Italy, unfortunately, classic art is appreciated the most by my generation. So let's put it from 55 to 80, and that commercially it's one of the problems for the dealers, because all our best clients are getting older, and the young people that are going through they are very much interested in modern and contemporary, not in classical.
Yes, but I actually very much appreciated in a way how you combine antique treasures with more contemporary program. Do you have a piece in your booth?
Well, we have since even my father, who was a dealer between the 50s and the 90s, he always represented in his gallery and his books classical art and modern, not contemporary, but modern. We deal with basically with paintings until 1930 and 1940. So for us to exhibit a contemporary piece of art or a modern piece of art is quite easy. What we, as I said before, we don't follow the trade. We don't follow what everybody wants. We follow our heart. We buy what we would love to own and to have it in our collection. And that is why in our booths you can find a painting done by a German painter, a Swiss painter, a French painter, or an Italian painter. We don't care about who is the painter. We are looking for emotion. That's why, as a client of ours told us, and I like a lot this description, she told us, when we want something strange, we have to come to you. And that is, I like it as a description of us.
Fantastic. That's really beautiful. Yeah. So, Damiano, thank you so much, because we would stay here for not only for half an hour, but I know you're.
No, it's been a real pleasure.
It's very, very important today, because you have an entire weekend, an entire week actually.
Yes, more than a week, but we had already a lot of people. We did already some business, so we are looking for the next week.
Perfetto. Grazie. Buona giornata.
Grazie. Thank you. Ciao. Ciao.
E allora adesso I am coming to you, Carlo. So how are you, first of all? It's been a long time. We haven't seen you, no? Since TEFAF, I think.
Yes, since TEFAF.
So, yes, how has it been? How has it been, this Biennale, the beginning?
I love doing the Biennale. It's my favorite fair. You know, I do quite a lot of fairs. It's my favorite fair because,
Yeah.
you know, Damiano couldn't have put it better. It's the art fair. And especially for Italian art, this is the best art fair. And then the place we are, I mean, just look at this. Okay.
Yes, it's
Right.
incredible.
17th century frescoes over your head. You don't get this anywhere else. Get out of here. You're on the Arno. You're 200 meters from the Uffizi. I mean, normally we do art fairs in warehouses on the side of the motorway. So we are talking about something that is unique. All right. This adjective is not wasted. It is unique. There's nothing else like it.
I can imagine, but maybe later you already gave us a little tour. Maybe we can walk with you if you don't have too many people. Yeah.
Well, the fair is closed at the moment.
Yes, yes, yes.
People will start coming in at 10:30 this morning. It's a very long fair. It's every day 10:30 to 8 p.m.
Wonderful.
So
wow.
even for us dealers, it's a bit of a marathon, but we do it with a warm heart because we like to be here, you know.
Yes.
As Damiano was saying, first of all, we have a passion. You don't do this job because you don't have because it's a job. You do this job because you have a passion. So for us to get ready to be here, to you know, select the finest things, paintings, sculptures, works of art, and so on, and then come here when you know the booth is just free walls and it's a mess, and prepare it over 3 days of setup and make it look good, is a work of passion, first of all. Okay. It's a business, of course, we have to make money and all of that, but we're motivated by passion. And our job is to try to translate this passion through the works of art and bring it to the client.
Yes.
It's crucial.
But I see that you have so many wonderful pieces, as always. But what is for you the most beautiful piece that you have in the booth, and why it is so important?
But look, there is one thing there that I will talk about, but I actually just realized now that a French 18th century small writing table is just perfect for Zoom. You see?
Yeah, it was.
Anyway, no, my best piece, I think, is this one. I'm going to turn the camera around. Hello, camera. Would you like to turn around, please? Oh, she's nice. Look, it's this, which I have mounted as a painting on the wall, but actually this is a tabletop. It's a Florentine tabletop made around 1820 by the Opificio delle Pietre Dure. There is still a museum today in Florence called Museo dell'Opificio delle Pietre Dure. Florence, since the 16th century, has this tradition of works in marble, tabletops in colored marble and semi-precious stones, which goes on until the 19th century with a level of quality that has never been paralleled. And so what you see here is that this top is made of porphyry. This red stone here is porphyry, which is a stone that has a very important historical association. It is found only in Egypt. And since Roman times, this was the marble of the emperors. So much so that, for example, the son of every Byzantine emperor was born on a porphyry table, and it was called the Porphyrogenitos, with one born on porphyry. So the porphyry is very hard to find, very hard to work, very expensive. Tabletop like this must have been done for a very wealthy clientele.
Yes.
And then, extremely rare too, this blue marble that you see here. This is lapis lazuli from Khorasan. Okay. And at the center, you have this beautiful ribbon made of grapes and of cherries, and all around this festoon of leaves and flowers. And look at the amazing little butterflies here. Now you have to think that each piece is a small piece of marble that has been cut and set in with the intention of making a painting. And therefore you see how, for example, all of these leaves, they're made with a local marble. It's called Verde Arno. You know, the water of the Arno is green. And this marble comes from Tuscany, and it's exactly the same color as the water of the Arno. Isn't that amazing?
Incredible.
So this stonemason has chosen pieces of Verdeano, cut them in the shape of a leaf and set them in. And his ability goes beyond this, because his ability is to choose, for example, 2 pieces of Verdeano that have yellow hues like this one, so that he can give a more naturalistic effect. And when we walk away from the table, we see really it's a painting. It's a painting made of stone. So the ability of the artist who made this must be just mind-blowing. Look at these cherries, for example. Look.
It is incredible.
You know why they shine so much?
Yes.
Because behind the cherries, there's a leaf of silver to make it shine even more, to give even more a sense of 3 dimensions, a sense of a painting made with stone. It's incredibly high quality work.
Bellissimo.
Beautiful thing, in my opinion.
Heavy it is, Carlo. It must be very heavy.
It's about 90 kilos.
È bellissimo. And can we ask you, where did you find it? Because I know also.
I found it. Yeah. I found it in the house.
Bellissimo.
Doesn't come from auctions, comes from a house.
From house. Wow.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Like dealers used to do. You used to buy from the houses.
Yes. But it is one.
This job is rooted in the past. Damiano grew up in the Biennale. Okay, so speaking to someone like Damiano, who's been here since he started to walk, for someone who's relatively new to the business like me, it's a great experience. There's a strong sense of community between dealers, and in places like the Biennale, because we are here like for almost 3 weeks, because we have to come here, set up the stand, which takes a few days, and then there is a vetting committee. We must not be here, and so on. But it really creates a strong sense of community.
Yes.
And we share a lot. We talk about business, of course, but we share also a lot of stories. It's a wonderful experience.
And to this, do you have an anecdote that you can tell us about this one, or a past one?
Yeah. I don't know. Anecdote about the Biennale. No, I actually, when I hear the story of the dealers, who lived the years when the antiques market was booming, I just cannot believe it was like that. Do you know that in the origin, the Biennale was 3 weeks long?
3 weeks? One.
Yes, and the dealers had the right to replenish the booth. So they would sell things during the day, and the next morning have a van with more things coming in and putting them in the fair.
Right.
Can you imagine that?
And nowadays it's becoming a rarity, no? To
Yes. I mean, nowadays you make an art fair, you make a presentation like with 6 pieces, and if you sell 3, it's a massive success.
Incredibile, veramente. Times has changed, and to this is something that I wanted to ask you, which I will ask you again. It's an art fair is about antiquities, but again,
antiques, yes.
Yes, but what would expect the crowd to be seen? So did you see a change? I asked before Damiano, into the generation. Is the younger generation also have interest? Did you see a different?
I agree with Damiano in the sense that there is, sadly, I say as an Italian, a discrepancy between Italy and the other markets.
Yes.
In the sense that yesterday we had the private view of the Biennale. The place was packed full with people who came here because they were interested, not because they thought they were going to have a walk at the Biennale.
Yes.
So it was extremely good for us. But we didn't see a lot of young people. This does not happen in other countries. Maastricht, a lot of young people.
Yeah.
And by young, I mean like even 35, which by the standards of our market is very young. So there has to, it's funny how this is not happening in Italy, which is a country where you don't even need to look for history. You just need to walk out of your door and there it is in your face. Don't ask me why, because I don't have an answer, Carolina, I'm afraid.
But maybe what do you think will happen to, to these treasures from history? Because that's something that we have to, that would be very important for our generation, since we have young kids, both of us, that are going to be the next one.
What will happen? We go, they stay.
Ecco. Okay.
All these works of art around me and my booth, and in the rest of the Biennale, there's thousands. They were here before us.
Yes.
They belong to somebody else. They changed hands. I don't think that's the Giovanni Battista Vico's theory of the returning of historical events. The representing of historical events. So,
definitely.
The ricorsi storici ars Italians, which we quote all the time. Now, I think that's a trend of markets as well. That certain fashions take place and then they disappear and then they come back. But of course, they never come back exactly in the same shape.
Yes, but definitely, I wanted to ask you, as I asked also Damiano, how do you, because you also do combine, so antique with more contemporary program. How,
Yes.
you have a piece already in the booth that you brought together, or this time was more?
No, at the Biennale you can't bring contemporary art.
No, okay.
You can bring modern, you can bring 20th century up to a certain point, but contemporary,
yes.
No, you can't.
Modern.
My contemporary project is focused on young artists.
Yes, yes.
So I couldn't take here a work by Arianna Carrozza, for example. It would be against the rules of the fair.
Yes.
Which is something I agree with, by the way. Huh?
Yes, no, because there must be some.
Biennale has a very precise identity, and it's right that it stays so.
Yes, but do you have a modern piece then that you can? Really?
You catch me completely off guard. I actually think that the most, shall we say, recent, less old piece I have is this one.
Oh.
But it's kind of the oldest at the same time.
Yeah.
What I mean to say is that this has been sculpted around 1920 by a great sculptor called Alceo Dossena. It's signed here, okay? Now, as you see, it's in Renaissance style.
Yes.
And Dossena was the greatest forger of Renaissance sculpture in the late 19th and early 20th century. So it's definitely, I think, in terms of chronology, the most recent thing I have, but it actually goes back to the Renaissance. This is in the phase where Dossena stopped making forgeries and started to make his own sculptures. Therefore, it is signed with his name. But it's a great story, the story of Dossena. I'll tell you one day.
Bellissimo.
Of course, fakes are always a subject that attracts a lot the curiosity of the public.
Yes.
When you talk about art, people want to know how about fakes. Okay, let's talk about fakes.
It's very.
It's a way of starting to talk, and then you can move on to other subjects.
We should do just a talk about fakes and next time. But Carlo, because
that's going to be fun.
Do you think you can give us, while you're talking about your next project, which we are very interested, and the last, we will leave you tranquillo to start the day, but do you think you can do a walk with us before you leave us?
Yes. Okay. Let me show you something again that tells you, all right, listen, you've seen my face far too long. Let's turn the camera around. Let me show you something that, frankly, you don't find anywhere else. Okay, I'm here. There's dealers left and right, but just focus in front of you. Look where I'm going.
Yes, we can't follow you. Unfortunately, the internet is a bit slow. Ecco qua, perfetto.
No.
Oh, yes, we can see it. We can see it. Incredibile. È stupendo.
It is. This is a new museum inside the palace. It's a huge fountain
Che bella.
in the middle of the palace. So you come here to buy antiques. You come here to buy antiques, and look what you have around you.
You're yes,
Amazing. You
by
get this only in this fair. You get this only in this fair. So people,
unfortunately, Echo, the internet is not our friend today. Okay, so we're walking with you now.
walking quickly, just through the booths. Look at the elegance.
This is beautiful. This is which booth from just so you can mention them.
Oh no, this is a great colleague of mine who comes from a city we both love, Carolina.
Ah, Napoli.
Yeah, Berto Campobasso from Napoli. He's a great deal. I mean, look at the elegance of his presentation.
Bellissimo.
Huh?
Bellissimo.
Amazing.
Questo blu è fantastico.
So fine.
Eleganza, meravigliosa, sì. Bellissimo. But it is a joy, you know, as I said.
Look, you can buy antique arms as well. Look at this.
Incredible. Beautiful. All museums.
There's something for everybody, and the guiding light for every dealer here is quality, quality, and quality again.
Yes.
So, you know, for collectors who want to come here, I'm going upstairs. This is the scalone of the Palazzo Corsini.
Belli, una meraviglia proprio.
Collectors who want to come here, they will only find the finest thing, and the finesse of this place, the finesse of Us Italian is such that look how we mark the restrooms, the gentlemen and from the ladies.
Un dettaglio.
It's the details that make a difference, huh?
They do, and we should
so
back to the past, back to the future. No.
I'll have a quick walk around. I will not single out specific booths. I mean, I don't want to be unfair and single out someone and not somebody else. This is the main hall of the Palazzo,
sì.
Where you can stop for a coffee.
Bellissimo. Che meraviglia.
Don't get this in many art fairs. And look, every single room of the Palazzo has become the stand of an art dealer.
Sì. Beh, è incredibile.
Antique sculpture from Roman times and another art dealer. I mean, come to Florence, you cannot find this anywhere else. And wherever you go, I mean, look at that Capogrossi down there. Look at the amazing painting. Huh? Look at this.
Incredibile, mamma mia. It's
with 18th century furniture and such a good marriage. Such a good marriage.
Bellissimo.
Eclecticism, mix, good taste is always the good thing, you know?
Sì.
Doesn't matter if it's 20th century or 14th century, it has to be good taste and then it will work together.
Yes, I agree totally. Here they are just organizing before everybody arrives.
Yeah, they are preparing for, you know, today is going to be a very
long day. Yes. I can't hear you anymore, Carlo, but it is beautiful. We might have lost you for 1 second.
Here again?
Yes.
Okay, so, you know, there's going to be a lot of people today, and this is a great art fair for us also in terms of business, because there's the attendance is very high. The attendance is very high. The attendance is very selected as well. So it's a place where we can do business.
Wonderful. But we will ask you. We will we'll do a finissage of the Biennale. We'll know. We want to know that all the pieces have gone, Carlo.
I hope so too. I keep my fingers crossed.
Okay, we must do. But so I thank you so much, Carlo, veramente, perché it gives us an idea of, for everybody who is not here, who cannot be there with you from different parts of the world, because unfortunately with everybody cannot attend everything, but it's so beautiful. You know, this is why we wanted to make sure that we can give a glimpse to the people that cannot be there with you.
Buy your airplane tickets and come to Florence.
In 2 years.
You will have fun.
For whoever can do now, please do the entire week.
Exactly. I mean, hey,
Until
we're waiting for you here. Okay.